Hi, I'm Joel Gross, the founder of Coalition Technologies. Right now I'm going to speak a little bit about paying for traffic to come to your website and how to analyze whether paying for that traffic is worth it or not. First, I'm going to talk about the different channels that you can drive paid traffic through. One of the easiest and largest channels that you can drive traffic through is search engine marketing. For example, Google Adwords is the listings, the top 3 listings that say sponsored links, and the right-hand side sponsored links up and down the search results. So when you Google a keyword, you can actually have your ad come up in the search results. So when people are looking for your product or service, they can find you easily. The system that runs Google AdWords is essentially a lot like an auction system. It's the highest bidder gets a top spot. There's an alteration in there that quality score is also very important. That's how that you get relevant ads instead of ads for selling servers when you search for electricians. Google treats service queries a little bit differently than product queries. When you're searching for a certain type of localized service, like electricians, Google's algorithms realize that you want somebody who is nearby you and not somebody who's based 500 miles away. So when you sell your ads, you can also target it only to people in Los Angeles, and people in Seattle will not see your ads. And you can see right here, I did not search for Los Angeles electricians, I just searched for electricians in general. But Google still specifically targeted my queries, so I only got ads from electricians in Los Angeles. See LAelectricalservice.com and Cal State Wide Electric and a few other lists like that. Second way search engine marketing works with Google AdWords is for products. Product searches are often done on a national basis. You're willing to have whoever the cheapest shipper is just send it over to you, whether they be based in New York or in California or in Florida or in Ohio. And you can see here that each of these different advertisers are all national advertisers. WePlaySports.com, Nike.com, Target.com, Shopzilla.com, and SSWW.com, sports balls. All these are different advertisers that are selling footballs. The second major form of advertising is banner advertising, or on-site advertising. And you see here, looking at ESPN.com, they have many different sorts of advertising on their webpage. Oftentimes they'll change their background, their entire background, to be a big ad for a car company or something like that, often during major sporting events like the Super Bowl. Companies will often pay $10 million for a week period to have their ad up and stay there. You can see right here in this little box, they're actually advertising for their own television channel, but they'll also use this box to advertise for other sorts of advertisers. And each of their videos usually starts off with an advertisement as well. You can see they have some other advertising on down. If you're a smaller advertiser and would like to get your ads on more targeted websites, you can do this using Google AdWords for content. And if you advertise on Google AdWords for content, your website will actually appear on sites like databasejournal.com. You can see here that there's an ad in the top left, in the top middle, top right, and then on down the right-hand side. Each of these ads is often also based on a click basis. So if you click on this, then you as the advertiser will pay the publisher who owns this website a certain fee, such as 15 cents. Now Google AdWords, as the middleman, takes a chunk out of that. So you may pay 35 cents for your click, and they may only make 15 cents for the click, and Google keeps 20 cents. Google does not publish what portion of the revenue they take and don't take. I believe it's based on an algorithmic basis and changes depending on the product vertical, whether you're selling cars, databases, or a service product like electricians. The final major form of paid advertising is affiliate advertising. Affiliate advertising is basically a system where you say, I'll pay anyone who can get me a lead that turns into a sale a certain percentage of that sale, let's say 10%. Commission Junction is a middleman that helps set up this system for you. So if you set up with Commission Junction, they'll set up all the tracking code and everything necessary, and also collect advertisers and publishers so that you can get more people to come visit your website through the search results. Deciding whether or not to use paid advertising can often seem very difficult, but I'm going to show you a very simple example of how you can determine whether or not you should use paid advertising and up to what point. This example is targeted at Google Adwords, and once again, it's a very simple example. There's a lot more that needs to go into this if you're actually going to do it, but I'll show you the simple, basic way to look at this. So let's say that you're selling footballs online. Your product's basic price is $20. Let's say you have production cost of $8, an admin cost of $3, and shipping cost of $3. So your revenue after those basic costs would be $6. So you make about $6 off each sale. Now you're trying to decide how you should advertise or not advertise. So to decide whether or not you should advertise on Google AdWords, you would want to determine what your max CPC was, which is exactly the same number as you'll enter into the Google AdWords program, telling them up to what you're willing to bid. It's basically your auction amount. Essentially, how you calculate what your max CPC should be is you take your revenue after your basic cost, $6 in this case, and you look at your site conversion rate of 3%, and you simply multiply them together. You can see the formula right here. You are willing to pay 18 cents as your max CPC. That's where you'll break even. You don't make money and you don't lose money at 18 cents per click. Now let's run through a couple sample models of different max CPCs and how much money you would make on each one. If you only bid 5 cents, you might only get 500 visitors. So your total ad cost would be 500 times 5 cents, or $25. And you do the same thing down the line with, if your max CPC was 10 cents, you multiply it by, you get more visitors, you get 1,000 visitors this time, and you pay it to 100, and you'd pay $100. And once again, if your max CPC was 15 cents, even higher, you might get even more visitors, 1,500 let's say, and you'll pay $225 total dollars for these visitors. And finally, if you had 20 cents CPC, you had 2,000, you get 2,000 total visitors and end up paying $400 total ad cost. Your conversions at these rates would be still 3%. So 3% of 500 is 15, 3% of 1,000 is 30, 3% of 1,500 is 45, and 3% of 2,000 is 60. And if you simply multiply your revenue, $6 per football, times these numbers, you'll get your revenue that you're making. So $90 at the 5 cent max CPC, $180 at 10 cents max CPC, $270 at 15 cent CPC, and $360 at 20 cent CPC. Now to calculate your profits and determine exactly what you should bid, you can look at this spreadsheet and you can see that you would make profit of $65 total at a CPC of 5 cents. At 10 cents, however, you'd make $15 more. You'd make $80. So this would be a better option for you. If you increase it again up to 15 cents, you actually go down, and now you're only going to make $45. And if you increase it all the way up to 20 cents, you actually lose money, and you've spent $40 more than you've brought in, which you never want to be in that place. So clearly, 10 cents is the best option for us in this scenario. I hope this video has been a helpful introduction to paid advertising for you, and I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you may have. Thank you.